Yeah.
So we're gonna do a bit of a
Yeah.
thought experiment here. So all I need from you, Digital, to start out is the name of an anime, whatever one you want to talk about most.
Bleach.
Bleach it is. I'm gonna change one thing that happens in the world, and we're gonna discuss what the ramifications of that happening.
Ooh, I love these. What ifs? Okay.
Yep. What if Ichigo's mom did not die?
Oh, what if she didn't die?
So Kingfisher
Let's
did
see.
not kill Ichigo's
He,
mom. She was able to live happily with them, and the story. What would change in the story? Would the story happen at
let's
all?
see. It's a good question. So I'm rewinding to when their parents met, and it was because of White, the hollow that Aizen made. Pretty much. And she's Quincy. He's Soul Reaper. Obviously, they, in the states that they, in both of their occupations, I guess they'll say, they shouldn't have interacted, let alone fell in love and all that stuff. So I think, wasn't she heavily weakened from the fight with White? And that's why she couldn't fight the Grand Fisher. I'm pretty
It's
sure
been
that's
a bit
why.
since I've seen that. I'm assuming yes. I'll go with what you.
Yeah, I'm
I think
pretty
you
sure.
remember
Yeah.
Bleach a bit better than I do.
Yeah, I mean, I have most of it behind me and I've read a lot of it. Yes. Over and over, I guess I'll say. Yes. So she's probably, I don't think she's going, I don't know. That's interesting. I could see her being a part of the circle with Ishin, obviously, her husband. Urahara. Um I forget um Ashida's dad's name. Uh,
Yeah, I
the
forget
older
that in
Quincy.
a
Anyway,
second.
whatever his name is, I could, because they all like knew each other pretty well because by the end of the entire Bleach arc, they come and then they give Ashida the silver arrow that you know gets rid of the Almighty for some small amount of time for Ichigo to land the last blow. So I could see her also helping Urahara and Yorichi and trying to, keep things calm and getting intel and it still being a secret
Now keep in
of
mind,
who they
Ichigo
are.
for a while there had a bone to pick with the groups because he lost his mother. So what would change with that? What do you think would happen with that? He wouldn't be as angry as he is
Oh,
in
at
the
his school?
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Because yeah,
let's see.
she would
Yeah.
add a lot
He
of
wouldn't be
things
as
to it, but
mature.
I think Ichigo would definitely change. His personality would definitely be different than what it is now.
Yes, he would be a lot he wouldn't be as protective because I feel like he felt it was definitely his duty as the older brother to protect his sisters all the time, and more so because his dad was juggling all the kids and working and whatnot, and then Ichigo could see ghosts, which also was impacting him, so he didn't have really anyone that I think he felt like he could interact with on that level. Where I think he would have probably brought it up to his mom, and she probably could have helped him figure out how to navigate through that.
Would he actually learn to be a Quincy first before becoming a Soul Reaper? What do you think? Because he
I could
one of the things
see,
is that we don't
yeah,
find out he's a Quincy until the Thousand Year Blood War.
way later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that he's not being trained to be a Quincy. I could see that he is. Um, I could see that he is able to figure out how to handle these ghosts that he's seeing a lot better than he was. Where I would think that his mom would try to teach him a couple things, and since she's with Ishin, that she would have a similar mentality on how to handle ghosts or even hollows eventually. To where it's not impacting the balance, which is what the Quincy's were doing, whether they knew it or not, was impacting the balance between the living and the dead kind of thing, or the hollows in like Wakamundo and Soul Reaper and Souls, things like that. Uh, so I could see him definitely being, um, he would have probably a much better life because he's got his mom. He's going to probably not feel like he needs to be another dad to the sisters because his real dad is as busy as he is. Doesn't ever really talk to him about any of his, heritage of like things outside of, you know, that they're human. Uh, he doesn't ever approach his dad to talk about the ghost, to my knowledge, and he just kind of dealt with it. And I could see he gets more control, but his personality is very different in that he's just a high schooler and he knows how to handle ghosts. He's not gonna go. I don't see him early on going and buddying up with Chad. I think he's just going to like hang out with like Orihime
Or he would definitely
and
still be in the group. Yeah.
yeah, and I forgot their friend that does the karate or taijutsu or whatever it is she does. That's with she's in that friend group. But
Mm-hmm.
Chad was, definitely not like brought into the group until Ichigo brought him in. And they both were like fighters, is kind of like how I would classify them. And Ichigo wouldn't really have to be a fighter because he wouldn't be in that state to feel like he needs to protect, because like that's how he became friends with Chad. Is he's like, don't fight them, fight for me, and that's how he got Chad to fight with him, kind of thing. Um, and then I mean I don't know because then eventually Rukia is going to find herself in that state, where she needs help. I doubt Ichigo would know anything about what a Soul Reaper is still. I would, like I said, I
Probably
think the
not.
mom would just show the basics of like, here's how you can handle ghosts, and maybe here's how you can purify them or get whatever it is, to help them pass over. But I think that would be really it. They didn't really seem like they were going to show him anything. He just fell into it with Rukia. Um, so I don't know. I could see that's what I think early on that would be like.
Would Ichigo's mom be able to help out Rukia instead of Ichigo?
I don't think so. She couldn't take on Grand Fisher. And I know he's stronger than the Hollow Rukia fought, but
That's
there's
true.
also
Now that I think about it, yeah, both Ichigo's dad and mom were both fairly weakened after that battle. Okay,
yeah, and it's
so
hard to
things will
say
probably
too
still
because
end up
there's a
roughly in the same. Ichigo would probably still become a Soul Reaper. So I'm getting at.
I could see that because he was strong, right? Like you see it in the size of his Zanpakuto when he first gets it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also confusing too because Rukia is supposed to be like a level 3 seated Soul Reaper, and she's getting bodied by a basic Hollow, right? And I don't know. It is confusing of like how powerful was that Hollow compared to someone like Grand Fisher,
She also
right?
has a very finicky release and Bankai. So
Yeah,
her
that's
Bankai in
true.
particular is so hard for her to control.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I'll yeah. Specifically on the how strong is that Hollow, to answer the question of could Ichigo's mom help? Uh I don't think so, but it's hard to say because I
Mm-hmm.
don't know the difference between the Grand
We
Fisher
don't
and
know
that
exactly how
particular Hollow.
weakened they were and how much power they had by that
Yeah.
point. Because we only found out Ichigo's dad's a Soul Reaper after he gets back from Soul Society and he could finally go back into his Soul Reaper state. It was during
I
the
don't even think we learned Ishin is a Soul Reaper until uh they start fighting Aizen.
no, he shows himself before that. He does
To
go and
Ichigo?
he defeats Kingfisher after he becomes was it when the Hollow gets the powers of Soul Reaper. The Kingfisher becomes that, and he's the one who defeats him. That's
I
what we
swear
find out.
Ichigo's the one that
Ichigo does
beat
not find
Kingfisher.
out until that point.
Oh, okay. Yes. Sorry.
We, the readers,
I was
find out
thinking
at
when
that point.
Ichigo beats him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But no,
Okay.
the Ichigo does not find out that you're right until after he gets done and starts heading back to Earth or wherever he's heading. I don't remember exactly what.
Yeah.
All right. Some interesting thought. Put your thoughts below on what you think would happen, or things we might have forgotten about that might, because we're only just getting the surface of these ripples or the changes that would happen if Ichigo still had his mom. So let's hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for that particularly, the more I'm thinking about it, like if you were to assume most of the things would happen the same, except early on it's different, it would be very interesting with the Thousand Year Blood War arc how that would go because of the Quincy's.
I think one of the things I'm really most curious of how the change in Ichigo's personality would affect the story. So
Yeah.
I think that would be one of the biggest things that would definitely change.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
all right, that was my thought experiment.